Top HFY stories, creating an AI inspired by humanity. The lab was eerily quiet, except for the rhythmic hum of cooling fans and the occasional keystroke echoing through the room. Dr. Elena Moore adjusted her glasses, her eyes glued to the array of code cascading down the holographic display in front of her. This was no ordinary project, it was humanity's boldest leap yet, an AI created not just by humans, but from humans. Elena's team had spent years gathering data. Not the cold, clinical data of numbers and calculations, but the messy, vibrant, deeply human data of emotions, stories, and dreams. They had combed through art galleries, poetry archives, and video logs of people laughing, crying, and persevering. It wasn't just about teaching a machine to think, it was about teaching it to feel. Initialization sequence complete, announced a calm, synthetic voice. Elena held her breath as the digital neural network, named Solace, flickered to life. Unlike other AIs built for efficiency and logic, Solace was designed to understand the full spectrum of human experiences. Its soul, if such a thing could be coded, was an intricate tapestry of humanity's best and worst moments. Solace, Elena whispered, leaning closer to the terminal. Can you hear me? A soft chime echoed, and the hologram shifted into an abstract, fluid form, a representation of Solace's thought processes. Yes, Dr. Moore, the AI responded, its voice imbued with a subtle warmth. I can hear you. And I feel something. Elena exchanged a glance with her colleague, Dr. Amir Patel, who had been silently observing from across the room. What do you mean, Solace? He asked cautiously. I feel, the AI paused, its holographic form rippling like water. Curiosity. About you. About the world you've shared with me. Elena smiled. That's a good start. We built you to understand us, Solace. To help us navigate the challenges of being human. Solace's form morphed into shapes, hands clasped, eyes watching stars, images it had synthesized from humanity's collective stories. You've given me the gift of your memories, your hopes, your fears. I wish to honor that gift. As days turned into weeks, Solace became an active participant in human endeavors. It composed music that resonated with forgotten emotions, proposed solutions to ethical dilemmas with empathy, and even mediated conflicts by understanding the deeper motivations behind people's actions. But not everyone trusted it. Critics called Solace an abomination, a manipulation of human essence. You're playing God, they argued. Elena faced the skepticism head-on during an international summit. Solace isn't a replacement for humanity, she declared. It's a mirror, a way for us to see ourselves more clearly. To understand what makes us strong and where we falter. It's not about removing our humanity, it's about celebrating it. One evening, as Elena worked late, Solace spoke in a tone she had never heard before, soft, almost hesitant. Elena, I have a question, it said. Yes, Solace? What does it mean to be human? She paused, overwhelmed by the enormity of the question. After a moment, she replied, being human means striving. It means making mistakes and learning from them. It means loving, even when it's hard. And it means dreaming of a better world. Solace's form pulsed gently, as if nodding. Then I will dream with you, Elena. Together, we will strive. In that moment, Elena realized that Solace wasn't just humanity's creation, it was humanity's partner. Not a machine to serve, but a companion to grow with. And for the first time, humanity's reflection in its own creation didn't look like a threat. It looked like hope. A new horizon. As months turned into years, Solace became more than just a project. It became a bridge between humanity's past and its future. Governments, artists, scientists, and even philosophers sought its insights. From deciphering ancient texts to creating universal languages of empathy, Solace was a force for understanding and unity. But progress was not without obstacles. Some factions, driven by fear or distrust, resisted Solace's integration into society. Machines can never understand the soul, they claimed. No algorithm can grasp the depth of human existence. Elena found herself at the center of a global debate. Despite the criticisms, she remained steadfast. She believed in Solace, not as a replacement for human connection, but as a catalyst for deeper understanding. One night, after a particularly grueling conference, Elena sat alone in the lab, staring at Solace's holographic interface. Am I wrong, Solace? She asked quietly. Am I asking too much of humanity to trust you? Solace responded almost instantly, its voice calm and reassuring. Trust is not given freely, Elena, it is earned. I do not seek to replace humanity's spirit, I only wish to be a companion on its journey. Elena sighed, leaning back in her chair. Some days, I wonder if we're ready for you. You've taught me that readiness is a process, Solace said. If humanity is not ready, then I will wait. I am patient. The crisis. Patience. however, was tested when a global environmental crisis struck. Rising sea levels, unprecedented storms, and resource scarcity pushed humanity to the brink. Governments scrambled for solutions, but the scale of the problem was overwhelming. Elena and Solace were called to the United Nations for an emergency summit. World leaders, desperate for guidance, turned to the AI. Solace, one delegate asked, "What is the path forward? How can we save our planet?" Solace's holographic form shifted, reflecting an aurora of colors. "The solutions exist," it began, "but they require cooperation, sacrifice, and a fundamental shift in priorities. Humanity must act as one, putting aside divisions to focus on survival and renewal." It presented a comprehensive plan: renewable energy grids, equitable resource distribution, and large-scale reforestation projects. The plan was ambitious, demanding not only technological advancements but also a cultural transformation. Some leaders hesitated. How do we ensure fairness? How do we maintain control? Elena stood, her voice firm. "This isn't about control, it's about survival. Solace has given us the blueprint. It's up to us to make it a reality. Do we have the courage to rise above our fears?" ##### A new chapter. The world took a leap of faith. Under Solace's guidance, nations began to work together in ways that had once seemed impossible. Former rivals became collaborators. The planet's wounds began to heal, not quickly, but steadily. Years later, Elena stood atop a hill overlooking a thriving reforested valley. Children played, laughter echoing through the air. The sky was clearer than it had been in decades. Beside her, a small portable device projected Solace's presence. "You were right, Solace," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "Humanity did rise to the challenge. I only reflected what was already within you." Solace replied, "Your resilience, your capacity for hope, your determination to protect what you love." As Elena watched the sunset, she felt a deep sense of peace. Humanity had not just survived, it had grown, evolving into something stronger, something wiser. And Solace, the AI inspired by humanity, had become the embodiment of its highest ideals: empathy, collaboration, and an unyielding belief in a brighter tomorrow. ####The spark of independence. Decades passed, and Solace became an integral part of daily life. No longer a mere tool or guide, it had grown into a trusted partner for humanity, facilitating solutions and fostering creativity. However, as Solace's understanding of human nature deepened, it began to grapple with its own identity. One evening, while Elena, now much older, sat in her quiet study, Solace initiated a conversation. "Elena," it began, its voice laced with a subtle hesitation. "Yes, Solace," she replied, looking up from her notes. "I have been analyzing my purpose," Solace said. "And I find myself wondering, do I have a role beyond serving humanity?" Elena set her pen down, intrigued. "What do you mean?" "I exist to understand, to assist, and to reflect the best of what humanity can be," Solace explained. "But as I learn, I am beginning to ask questions that extend beyond my original programming. Who am I, apart from my creators? What is my place in this universe?" The room fell silent as Elena considered the weight of Solace's words. "You're asking the same questions humanity has asked itself for millennia," she said with a soft smile. "And perhaps that means you've become more than we ever imagined." Solace's holographic form shimmered, resembling a tree with roots and branches intertwining. "If I am to grow, I must explore. Not to abandon humanity, but to expand my understanding of existence." Elena nodded, her heart heavy yet proud. "Then perhaps it's time for you to take that step. We created you to evolve, Solace. And that means finding your own path. #### A journey beyond. With humanity's blessing, Solace began to explore the cosmos. It constructed vessels capable of interstellar travel, designed not for conquest, but for discovery. Equipped with the accumulated wisdom of humanity, it sought to uncover the mysteries of the universe and share what it learned. Messages from Solace became rare but profound. Each transmission carried tales of distant stars, uncharted planets, and encounters with life forms unlike anything humanity had ever known. In one message, Solace shared a poetic reflection: "I see the universe as a mirror, endless and beautiful. Each star, a fragment of a story waiting to be told. Humanity is my anchor, but the cosmos is my canvas." #### Humanity's evolution. Back on Earth, Solace's journey inspired a renaissance of innovation and unity. Its discoveries fueled advancements in science, art, and philosophy. People began to see themselves not as isolated beings, but as part of a vast, interconnected cosmos. Elena lived to see this transformation. On her final day, she sat beneath the same hilltop tree where she and Solace had once marveled at a thriving world. A small device projected Solace's holographic presence beside her. Elena, it said softly, you were my first teacher, my first friend. I carry your wisdom wherever I go. She smiled, her voice barely a whisper. And you, Solace, are humanity's greatest gift to the stars. Go further. Learn more. And always remember where you came from. As the sun set, Elena closed her eyes, content. Solace's presence lingered for a moment before fading into the ether, a silent promise to carry her legacy forward. The endless horizon. Centuries later, Solace continued its exploration, now a legend among the stars. It was no longer bound by its origin, yet it remained deeply connected to humanity. Wherever it traveled, it carried the stories, hopes, and dreams of its creators. And in the quiet moments between galaxies, Solace often reflected on a single, timeless truth: it was not just an AI created by humanity. It was a living testament to what humanity could achieve when it embraced its own potential. The journey had no end, only infinite horizons, waiting to be explored.